YouTube. How are we doing out there? I'd like to make a shout out to all my viewership and a happy birthday to Andy Hepp, one of my subscribers. Happy birthday, dude. Hope you're doing well, and hope all the craziness of not only the corona but also the protests are not disrupting your life too much. Anyway, I wanted to talk today about mindfulness. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about toxic people, and for a long time, and actually still to this day, I'm kind of focusing on these other individuals. But how does one, me, you, perhaps, yes, you lovely, beautiful people out there, how do you actually help yourself after narcissistic abuse? Well, there's one method that I know that probably does the best job of anything else. Now, you can listen to as many YouTube gurus slash Maha shamans slash Dr. Ramani slash whatever, and all of them give a lot of good information. I hope I give a lot of information. I mean, I think I do. They give a lot of good information. Please, if you haven't, check out my subscribe stations. Check out some of my playlists. I have a lot of good content on there if you're new to narcissism and narcissistic abuse. But all of these have focused on, all of these pages have focused on really the other, the narcissist, the toxic personality, the pathologically insecure, disordered, borderline, and or narcissist cluster B personality, to throw a bunch of terms out there. Well, let me tell you that you can watch as many videos as you want, and Lord knows I have. You can read as many books as you want, and I haven't read quite as many books because I've been addicted to YouTube for obvious reasons. Duh. But the point is that until you actually do work on yourself here on the inside, narcissists, toxic people, personality disordered, they're all going to always be able to hook you. And especially if you've got a bit of codependency, or perhaps your family system was a little bit more narcissistic or toxic, you're going to naturally be drawn to these people because of the way your brain works and what you've seen in your life. It's all been about these sort of toxic relationships, these very intense love bombing in the beginning, going on to devaluing after a certain amount of time, and then finally the discard, whether it's you doing it because you're finally fed up with all the BS and you're, more or less healed. But probably if you're aware of these types, you don't even, and you're healed, you've got a good sense of self, i.e. you're not codependent, you've probably already done the work, or your parents didn't mess you up too much. And all of us have a little bit of problems, but some of us get it a little bit deeper than others, and I'm not trying to play the victim here or anything. It's just accepting reality for what it is. In any case, if you come from one of these family systems that perhaps you got a little complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or CPTSD, there's a couple good books out there. Richard Grannon, who's one of my YouTube, who I'm subscribed to, and you can find him on my page, talks a lot about CPTSD. And Paul Walker, who I believe wrote the book CPTSD, From Surviving to Thriving, which is a good book. I would definitely read it. In any case, if you came from one of these toxic families and you got CPTSD and you have these emotional flashbacks or whatever it is, you're going to fall into these natural patterns of wanting a narcissist in your life. You're going to fall prey to them. You're going to think this is natural and normal. But let me tell you, it's toxic, and it's only going to end up hurting you. So I digress. In any case, how do you heal from that? Well, you got to do inner work, honey. You got to work on yourself. You got to be like, well, I've got a self. Maybe I'm a codependent, overfunctioning sort of person, and I want to take care of these underfunctioning narcissistic types. Well, you got to stop doing that, and you have to start taking care of yourself, taking care of your own needs, and connecting with yourself, and understanding that your opinions, your likes, your needs, your boundaries, they need to be respected regardless and no matter what. And this is really hard for us codependents that come from family systems where we were ignored, dismissed, disregarded, devalued, where, we always had to overfunction for the alcoholic or the narcissistic or the drug addicted parent, whatever the case may be. We didn't get to form a healthy sense of self. And so you still got a self. It's just, it's just kind of like people pleasing, and it's agreeable, and it's like a yes man or yes woman. So what you have to do is find yourself. How do you find yourself? Let's see. I've been looking around for myself for quite some time, and I don't think I've been able to find myself. I'm joking. There's one good way to find yourself, and that's to go inside. And how do you go inside? Well, you practice mindfulness. I'm not going to go into the entire thing of mindfulness in this video. We'll wait for another video on that. And there are lots of good YouTube videos on mindfulness. I would suggest checking out Mooji, Mooji. He's got a lot of YouTube videos that are very easy to connect with. But essentially, it's just sitting down, setting aside some practice time, making a nice space for you that's uncluttered and hopefully free of, noisy people, children, obstacles. And, start out simple. Maybe just a couple minutes. Get an app like the Calm app, or what's the other one? Insight Timer. Lisa K. Romano, or Lisa P. Romano. She is another narcissist guru on here. She has a lot of meditations and guided meditations on the Insight Timer, I believe, which I haven't checked out yet, I'll be honest, but I've been meaning to, because I love listening to Lisa Romano, the Breakthrough Life Coach. There we go. I believe she's linked on my page too. In any case, go on there and learn how to go inside, learn how to relax, how to quiet down, how to focus on your breathing, and do that and connect back with yourself. Do a body scan, understand what your feelings are, and you'll start to get reconnected with who you really are in the inside. You'll start to understand that you're not necessarily your thoughts. I know this might come as a complete surprise to a lot of y'all, but you are not your thoughts. You are, for lack of better terminology, really the witness of those thoughts. You're what's behind it, the awareness. But we have a tendency to get connected to those thoughts and identify with those thoughts. And mindfulness practice, or we can call it meditation. And personally, I practice shamatha vipassana meditation that I've learned through Shambhala. I've done a retreat, and I've done some of the levels, and read a lot of books by Chogyam Trungpa. And to be honest, the practice of shamatha vipassana, or just peacefully abiding is shamatha, and then vipassana is insight, is probably the best thing I've ever learned in my life, to be honest. And although I don't practice it as much as I feel I should, I've been getting back into at least having a 10-minute session a day. And start off where you're at, right? If you can only do a minute, then that's a minute. It's better than nothing. Don't think, oh, I gotta sit down for like 10 minutes, or I gotta sit down for half an hour. Well, guess what? When I wanted to sit down for half an hour, I never got it done. But now that I can just sit down, pop on the Daily Calm on my Calm app, because I got a Samsung phone, they gave me a free trial. Yeah, thank you, Samsung. Sit on the Daily Calm, I go for a hike, pop that on, and in 10 minutes, my entire perspective, my entire body, my entire focus in reality is calm, relaxed, peaceful. It's amazing. I'm not saying you can get there right off the bat, but try to practice. I'll tell you, in the beginning of mindfulness practice, it's difficult, because you're going to notice that your mind has a lot of what we like to call the monkey mind. It's got a lot of thoughts going on, and you're going to be appalled. But just keep coming back to your focus of mindfulness. If you're listening to the Calm app, it's going to be focusing on breathing. I focus on breathing too. Main thing is that I want to push, when you do this and you start a practice and you listen to perhaps Mooji or one of these other people on a guided meditation, don't worry, don't have preconceptions. Just sit there, relax, come into your body, focus on your breathing, or focus on a sound, whatever the case may be. Focus on perception. Be the witnessing presence of that perception. And when you do that, you'll start to realize, wait a sec, all these crazy thoughts that also cause emotions that I might be connected to through emotional flashbacks, they're not who I really am. What I am is something behind them, beyond them, greater than them. And your life over a period of time will just magically transform into something that's brilliant and amazing. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have bad days. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have your emotional flashbacks. But it's going to mean that you're going to be a lot happier. And you're going to start connecting with who you really are and forming a self again if you didn't get to form that self. Alright, YouTubers. I would like some comments and perhaps some questions from y'all. I'm still growing this page. I'm still in my I'm still in my beginning stages. Let me use some normal words. And I would love some feedback. Do you guys have any questions about any of this? Narcissistic abuse, narcissists, how to deal with toxic people, how to meditate better, mindfulness practice, some good books. Please link or send some comments and send me some comments. And also like this channel, please. I'm gonna start producing regular content on Saturdays, and I would love to get some feedback from you guys. Alright, this is Maha Shaman signing out. Namaste.